excuse me, well, I'm a truck driver, no. The first of all, you're an infantryman.
You're an infantry, okay,
That means, that's why you go to the range.
okay. And dump back on that, okay, so at this point, where are you at? What country are you in?
Well, the first of all, I'm still here in the States.
You still here in the States?
I was in, right there in New York,
Okay,
right side out of New York, New Jersey.
you was right side New Jersey, okay. And at this point, you in New Jersey. How was the process? Because, and shout out to the veterans, veterans of the United States, of the U.S., because I think it's honorable, you know, going out to battle, and especially the one, shout out to the ones that made it home. And, you know, I send my condolences, and my heart goes out to the ones, you know, to the families of the ones who didn't make it home. This gentleman here, you know, he has been to the military, and in the process, he got one of his legs blown off, and what was it, a landmine?
Well, what we call it, not a landmine, what you call it is an IED.
IED.
You can call it like a roadside bomb, but you never know what happened. You don't know. Because you can't say that, hey, this guy right here threw something out there. You don't really have a clue. You're not looking for that. You're just looking to make it back, period.
Most definitely.
Anybody. If a man says he's not scared, he's lying to you. Because everybody's got a spirit in them.
Okay.
Everybody. You got a certain amount of fear in you. Because everything that you do, man, it's unknown.
Okay.
It's unknown. When you go into combat, it's unknown. You don't know what's going to happen.
Most definitely.
If you do, you let me know. Then you wouldn't need the military.
Correct.
You wouldn't need it if you knew what was going on. But if everything that you do out here is unknown. It's like when you're a baby. You grow up, it's unknown.
Most
a baby
definitely.
first comes out, he doesn't,
He
or
has to
she
learn.
doesn't see what's going on. She don't know. She
Right.
has to learn.
Right, most definitely.
So when you go in there, it's unknown. You don't know what's going to happen.
Correct, most definitely, most definitely.
You know, I wasn't scared when I went in the military. You got to be, you know, I just set the point straight. You got to be out of your mind because everybody has got a certain amount of fear in them.
Unless it's ignorance, sir.
Yeah.
And all ignorance is, you know, it just means, you know, ignorance of the unknown.
Yeah.
It just means you don't fully understand the outcome of a situation, or what do you get yourself involved
They
in.
understand the situation, but a lot of people don't really, they can't grasp it because they say, hey, I'm not scared of this, I'm not scared. No, you're not scared, but you do it. We all have a certain amount of fear in us.
Okay. So
can
take
be-
me to your experience. How did you feel when that experience first happened? You was already in the field. Who was we at war with at this time?
Well, we was in a war actually with the one over in Iraq.
Okay.
You was fighting to order where the people can be free because of the conflict that's going on over there and the atrocity that, you know, that occurred.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we have to follow orders because you're in the military, whoever president at the time, you have to obey whatever that order is given, whether it's good or bad.
Who was the president at that time?
Well, you had Barack, you had, can't really recall, you had Bush.
Bush. Okay.
Not
And-
the dad Bush, the other one, the son.
The son. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Bush was in office at that time, and
Well, he was fading out, and then you had Barack coming in.
excuse me. Okay.
because Barack took over.
Barack took over at this time. So this was, you'll say, about in 2008?
Yes.
Okay, so this is around 2008. A lot was going on, especially dealing with the economy as well. Would you say that your initial experience was you scared at that time? And what was it that actually blew your right leg out?
Well, no, I had a certain fear in me,
Okay.
but I set the certain fear aside
Okay, good.
because you had people that was under me. And I had to show more of a strength type of thing that I had to show to keep other people from, losing what they had left,
Most definitely.
their sanity. Because, hey, you manning a weapon like an M60 or something like that, attached to a Humvee or something like that, and you out there shooting, and you arguing and you using language that you normally don't use out here and stuff like that. And you half scared because you really don't know, and I don't want to die or nothing like that.
Okay.
You just don't, I tell you just don't know.
Do you know what kind of bomb it was?
No, you can't determine what happened or anything like that. Because you got people around you just don't know. You're not gonna sit there and try to find out.
Right, most definitely. You trying to get away from the...
No, nobody's gonna sit there and find out what hit me.
Exactly, most definitely.
Because
Trying
if
to
you
get
get
away
blown, if something gets blown up or
and get
whatever,
to the medical station.
only thing that you do, if you got like a tank or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you can physically see with your eyes,
Okay.
that's different.
Right, most
But when
definitely.
you had an IED or something like that, a roadside bomb, somebody could plant a roadside bomb there. A roadside bomb is something that you can place there in a can. Or if you got a piece of paper, it's how you fix it up to make it look like something you don't know.
Okay, okay.
And then all of a sudden you walk past her, and then all of a sudden, because the wind might blow or something like that, or somebody might walk past, boom, there it goes. It goes off.
Okay.
So you're not gonna sit there and determine on what happened. Only thing
I
you
know I
say, get me
wouldn't.
to, only thing you gonna say, get me, if you survive, you say, get me to a medevac station.
Okay.
Quick. That's all, you get blown up, you gonna get me to a medevac station. You don't ask no questions,
Most
why, what happened. People do ask that anyway, what happened? And you can say, hey, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what happened. I can't go out there and pinpoint people
Most
and say
definitely.
they done it, because I don't know.
I know, yeah, facts.
You can't go,
discombobulated
yeah,
at that
you can't
time.
go out and pinpoint, he did it because he's foreign or whatever. You don't know who did, you don't know who's friendly or who's foe.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to determine who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing you're trying to do is make it back yourself
Most
in
definitely.
one piece, that's all.
That's sensible. That's sensible.
That's all you're trying to do is make it back.
That's sensible. You have a major life story that's admirable, and I think the audience should hear it, learn from it, and also, give you your flowers and also a pat on the back, because you are an asset here in America. I'm not even just gonna say Louisville, Kentucky. I'm gonna say in America in general. You are an asset here, and I think that that you have a life story that is so beneficial as far as men of honor, and I mean that in the context of men and women of honor. So I salute to you, Mr. Kurt. It's been my pleasure having you on True to Life TV always. And I do want to ask you, so you grew up here in Louisville, Kentucky, and then you migrated to California.
Yeah, California.
How was your home life growing up as a child?
Growing up life, it was great.
Good.
It was great.
That's what's up. Was you close to your mother?
I was close to my mom, my dad, my
You was
brothers
close to
and
your father,
sisters.
your brothers and sisters?
Yes.
How many brothers and sisters?
Well, it's all together was 5 of them.
Altogether 5. Okay, that's good. That's what's up.
They're too close to your family. That's all you really have out here is your family.
What's your mother do?
My mom was a school teacher.
Ah, that's cool. Shout out to school teachers. Oh, and what about your father?
My father had his own business at the time.
Okay.
He had his own, well, it was his business, plus he worked for this guy. And basically it was down in the Nulu area. Before they call it the Nulu area.
Okay.
That he had a business down there with that type, business.
What type of business was it?
Well, the business that you made like school books and stuff for school, like math books,
Okay.
books.
So it basically, it went hand in hand. So
Yeah.
so you would say education was basically value growing up, and then also economics.
Well, education is great because you need education. We all do. We
Most
all need to
definitely
be
do.
educated because that's the key of getting you where you need to be at.
Correct.